underway at Allegiant Stadium. Taking it about the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
And it certainly hasn't taken Herbert long to earn his status as one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. Locked and loaded at every snap. And the second he sees an opening, that ball is soaring downfield. You better be on your toes against him on defense. The second you turn your head, he'll burn you.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. From midfield, here's Carr. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 16 more on that one and another first down.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they...
And that is caught! Touchdown, Raiders! Darren Waller, 34 yards. And the Raiders need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. So already trailing, Charles, they opted to try to take a shot on their first play from scrimmage. Obviously, that one didn't pan out.
Absolutely not. And how about the momentum that's being created now? You score, you take it away, big return. You got a chance to go up 2 touchdowns here early in the game. That'll feel great for their team.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Here's Jacobs. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. One more time with Jacobs. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. that forced the incompletion.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And taken right on the 30. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now a first carry for Brandon Bolden. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. They'll run again with Bolden. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Asante Samuel Jr. there finding his way to the ball for a stop and a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Now an injury timeout, and that is Devontae Adams, who is in some discomfort following that play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. To throw again on 2nd down. Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Here's Carr. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Carlson able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. A good start for him in this one here in the first quarter, and he's now 2 for 2 on field goals.
And I know all the offensive coaches are telling their guys, hey, let's leave the kicker out of it unless it's an extra point. This could pay dividends if this game is tight down the stretch. His confidence is going to be sky high if they need him for a big-time kick.
No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A shotgun snap for Herbert. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. $13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, given 5 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Carr now to throw. Able to find Walter. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 39. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Now Carr again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. It's Eckler again. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Herbert now. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Running on first down, Eckler. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's stopped by Neil Farrell. He got home and finished the play off. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession. And he fires one that's intercepted. picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Throwing now is Carr. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards on the play. On 1st down, Carr. And that is incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Again, they'll throw with Carr. And that is incomplete. The Charger D making things difficult, and it's 4th down. So Carr will depart, and on comes the Raider kicker Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Buying time to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And that will be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Fielded just inside the 20. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. Carr now on 1st down. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Carr. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this 3rd quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Call it a gain of a yard. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Back to throw here, Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Let's take it inside his own 40. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Adams. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Carr. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Play action. Now it's Carr. And that is incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield, because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further. So a favorable bounce that time, to say the least, and he's able to convert the field goal there from a long distance.
Yeah, the guys behind the end zone didn't need to hike the net up for this one. That thing was a dying quail, but he finds a way to boink it off the crossbar and make it drop through.
No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Herbert. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Herbert. And the Raiders have got him. Max Crosby picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 33. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. To throw, it's Carr. Here's back-to-back catches for Davante Adams. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spill an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs. And this time he is in. Josh Jacobs taking it in from a yard out. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of Josh Jacobs. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Charger drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Max Crosby able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Rocky Sin. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out and let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all, because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Here's Carr to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. L.A. readies for its next possession. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. But not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert once more. Over the middle now. A loose football. The ball comes out, and the Raiders pick it up. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. First down run with Jacobs going to be well read defensively as they'll stop him for a loss of a couple. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. To throw his car. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. The one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
2nd and goal from the 1. Jacobs again. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. So out come the Chargers. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do them? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Max Crosby in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's taken it around the 40. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. 40 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. For the winning team here, Charles, and that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Well, you mean one of the first turnovers